The NCCAA and Bob Jones University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives are grounds for removal from the side of competition and other disciplinary actions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alumni Stadium on the campus of Bob Jones University for today's women's soccer match. Today's contest features the Allen University Yellow Jackets and your Bob Jones University Bruins. At this time, we ask that you please stand for a word of prayer, followed by our national anthem. Dear God, we thank you for this sport and for this opportunity for these athletes to showcase their skill and their knowledge of the game. We ask that you protect them as they compete, and for everyone here, we ask that everything we do be glorifying to you. In Jesus' name, amen. And now the starters for the visiting Yellow Jackets. Number 0, the goalkeeper Lillian Chirino Herrera. Number 2, Braitlin Saunders. Number 3, Devanye Kite. Number 4, Sarah Duque Castano. Number 6, Rachel Roll. Number 7, Tony Sleds. Number 8, Gabrielle Murphy. Number 10, Talia Brooks. Number 11, Amy Canales. Number 16, Tatiana Machado. And number 18, Raven Sortor. And now, the starting lineup for your Bob Jones University Bruins. The sophomore from Burlington, Massachusetts, number 1 goalkeeper Margaret Cummings. The sophomore from Severn, Maryland, number 5 Jane Farr. The junior from Greenville, South Carolina, number 7, Abby Arrowwood. The junior from Palm City, Florida, number 8, Reagan Tierney. The grad student from Greenville, South Carolina, number 10, Mia Marks. The senior from Taylor, South Carolina, number 11, Sarah Ward. The junior from Burlington, Massachusetts, number 13, Ellie Cummings. The sophomore from Pooler, Georgia, number 17, Celeste Baladi. The senior from Lexington, South Carolina, number 22, Jessica Townsend. The sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina, number 28, Shannon Miller. And the junior from Grafton, Ohio, number 30, Francesca Peters. Bruins are coached by Dr. Chris Carmichael, assisted by Anna Grace Abrams, Shelby Wicks, and manager Ashton Horn.
Well, folks, it's with a sense of deja vu that I welcome you to Alumni Stadium as the Bruins take on the Allen University Yellow Jackets. My name is Trent Goldsmith. I'm thrilled to be on the call again today. Bruins are riding the high from last night with their big 7-0 win against Pfeiffer University off the back of Francesca Peters' hat trick. Now, less than 24 hours later, they have the chance to get another win and improve their record even further. After last night's win, they are now 4-3 on the season, with a perfect record of 2-0 here at home. Coming into today, Allen University has struggled so far this season. They are 0-4, and they have struggled to score the ball. 2 goals in those 4 games while allowing 20. So the Bruins look to have another big offensive game today. In their last meeting last season, the Bruins came away with a 3-0 win on the road in Columbia, South Carolina, and that's the only other matchup they've ever had against Allen University. Starters are the same as yesterday for the Bruins. The back line consists of Abby Arrowwood, Ellie Cummings, Jessica Townsend, and Jane Farr. The midfield has the anchor, Reagan Tierney, Shannon Miller, Sarah Ward, Celeste Ballady, and up top in those upper positions, they're at the goal scorers there, Mia Marks and Francesca Peters. And back in the goalkeeping position, none other than the Margaret Cummings, the All-American goalkeeper for the Bruins. Last night, it took less than a minute for the Bruins to get on the board when Francesca Peters scored the first of her 3 goals on the night. And then it took just 2 more minutes later for Francesca to score again. So the Bruins are looking for a hot start like last night, but then again, they're only off of 18 hours of rest. I mean, back-to-back games, less than 24 hours in between. It might be a hard day, especially since it's hot outside, but they have a lot of adrenaline and a lot of energy, even though they might be a little physically tired. Allen University has an early throw-in. Bruins do have a deeper roster than the Yellow Jackets do. Allen seems to, I think, only have 14 people here at this game with only 3 subs. That's going to prove to be very tough the later we get into this game. The Bruins can remain more fresh. Ball's out to that's Peters. And that's going to be called the first foul of the day. That's going to go against number 16 on the Yellow Jackets, Tatiana Machado. Machado is the leading offensive player for the Yellow Jackets. She's only scored 1 goal in the year, but she has half the shots taken. That one's put into the middle. Sarah Ward is trying to get on it, but Mark's now on it. Back to Miller. And it's going to be a total reset as Arrowwood drops it back to Townsend. Jessica Townsend and Ellie Cummings last night, the center backs for the Bruins, had a very offensive-minded game as they were constantly attacking through the midfield, making runs. And Coach Carmichael said that led to a lot of offensive goal-scoring chances that offset the balance of Pfeiffer's midfield. Francesca Peters now with the ball in the corner. Again, Francesca Peters had a game of her career last night. 3 goals and an assist. Honestly, it couldn't have gone much better for her because her family was also here at Alumni Stadium. They are here again today, looking for another career game. Apparently, the last time her family was at a game, she scored 4 goals. So maybe that's just a good luck charm. Ward's cross is easily caught and gathered by Lillian Chirino Herrera, the freshman goalkeeper for this Allen University team. She's from Virginia, and a lot of other people are from here in the States, but Allen University has 8 international players, 3 of which are from the Bahamas. Got one from Colombia, a couple from Canada, and a couple from Barbados. Peters up the line again, using her speed. Drops it back to Jane Farr. Jane Farr has a tough touch on it, but gets it to Tierney in the middle. The praise for Reagan Tierney from Coach Carmichael cannot be high enough. Tierney has been constant and consistent in her possession, always patient, controls the pace of the game, is just the anchor for this Bruins team, and has been all season long. Celeste Ballady out to Peters again. That's tipped away, but then gathered again by Farr. Back to Cummings. Miller's looking forward to Ward. Sarah Ward scored in the last minute of last night's game to make it 7-0. That was her second goal of the season. There's Jessica Townsend. Braitlin Saunders is going to have to battle Jessica Townsend all day long for any hope to score. Peters into the edge of the box. Back to Ballady. Ballady with a shot. Ballady! Celeste Ballady with an absolute strike for her second goal of the season. She's been wanting that one for a while. What a shot. Perfectly placed in that upper right corner.
Celeste Ballady.
And the Bruins start hot yet again, 2 games in a row, and already lead 1-0 less than 5 minutes into this game. I was talking about last night, in the first, I guess, couple seconds of the game, that the Bruins have struggled to score more than 2 goals in their first 6 games. I said last night after they scored, I think their 5th goal, that game last night is going to light a fire under this Bruins offense, and you should expect to see a lot of goals scored the rest of the season. And what do you know, in the first 5 minutes, Celeste Ballady puts one away already. Arrowwood, easy throw in to Townsend. Cummings now on the ball. Cummings also had an incredible shot for a goal last night. Peters cuts back. Farr was trying to make a run up that line, but it gets intercepted. It's kicked out of bounds by number 4, Sarah Duque Castano. She's the other player on this Allen University team with a goal on the season. Sophomore from Bogota, Colombia. Went to Knightbridge International School. Miller stuck in that midfield and finds Abby Arrowwood out. Ball's out for a Bruins throw. As I said, it is a toasty one out there. It's 84 degrees, but feels like 90. Running around for 90 minutes is not the most ideal way to spend that kind of day. I would rather think of going to a pool or something like that, but no doubt if the Bruins come away with a win, it'll be well worth it. Miller with the great dribbling skills. She's showed that ability off all season long. It's very hard for her to turn the ball over. Gets away from defenders a lot. Another run by Ballady. The flag stays down. Ballady's onside. She's into the box. Near post. Ballady again. Stopped by the keeper. Good save by Torino Herrera. Trying to get a similar start to Francesca Peters last night. Torino Herrera has been splitting time with two other goalkeepers for this Allen team. She's played 2 games, but the other 2 games were played by Misha Jones and Rachel Roll. Peters now into the box. Peters shoots far post. Peters just wide. Out for a goal kick. It's a little interesting because Rachel Roll is listed as a forward for this Allen roster. She's starting in the midfield today, but she played a full game at keeper. And she only allowed 1 goal against Erskine. So by stat, she's the most successful goalkeeper on this Allen team. But her skill is needed elsewhere, apparently. That's Tony Sleds now with the ball. Kicks it up. An attempt to Braitlin Saunders. But Tierney beats her out. Turns it over and then gets it back to Arrowwood. And then to Ward. Bruins with great space so far to start this game. Ballady out to far. Peters cuts in. And finds Ballady again. Ballady sends it into the box with her left. Miller's there. Ward is there. Ward! That was saved. And that's going to go out for a Bruins throw. The line judge was pointing the Yellow Jackets' way. I'm not entirely sure why. It was clearly out by the Yellow Jackets. Talia Brooks now on the ball. Tierney's trying to catch up. Great tackle by Tierney. Gets it away from her. That space being taken by Tatiana Machado, the leading offensive player for this team, but it's taken away by Peters. Far to Ellie Cummings. Drops it back to her sister, Margaret Cummings. That one's deflected. If they didn't bounce straight back, it would have been on goal. Townsend making a run up the field. Being challenged by Braitlin Saunders. Arrowwood to Cummings. Pressure from Amy Canales. Pass was a little short, taken away by Talia Brooks. Ballady with the takeaway. Ballady gets through the line in a battle with Gabrielle Murphy. And Murphy wins that battle for now and clears it out. Murphy just saved a goal. Sub on for Allen. Rachel Roll coming off. And Juliana De Silva Blackman coming on, number 22, senior from Barbados. A little miscommunication makes Devanya Kite misjudge that pass, and that's going to go out for a Bruins throw, shielded off by Abby Arrowwood. Nice little delicate throw into Shannon Miller. Ballady with space, just drops it back to Cummings. Peters sticks with it. And that's out for Bruins. So Peters tried to get a big touch around her defender, but deflected out. It's already been quite the day for Bruin Nation. That one's going to be called a foul, and it'll be a free kick a little bit outside the box. Bruins volleyball team won in straight sets against Welch College at the Davis Fieldhouse. And they have another game at 4 o'clock against Warren Wilson. If you guys are in the area after this game is over, I'm going to be going straight over there to support that volleyball team. They're starting to get hot, starting to get comfortable, gel together as a team, and win more games. It's been encouraging to see. That's into the box and over the net. Baladi couldn't really tell if she wanted to put that on net or cross into the box, but good attempt nonetheless. As I was saying, that volleyball team, Bruins volleyball team, is starting to look like Bruins volleyball again. Came into the season with almost a brand new team with a lot of freshmen. Had to get everything figured out position-wise and rotation-wise, but they are starting to figure it out real well, starting to win a lot of games. They've won the past couple games in straight sets, playing some very impressive volleyball. Looking to get another win today against Warren Wilson at 4 o'clock. And then after this game, even after that game, in the Davis Fieldhouse, the day is still not over for Bruin Nation. Men's soccer team plays here again tonight at Alumni Stadium at 7 o'clock, facing off against Greensboro College. It's just a full day of Bruin sports, and a guy like me, I love it. I can't get enough of it, especially since I think it's going to be a clean sweep of 4 Bruins wins. Ward trying to get past Raven Sorter, and she wins the throw-in for the Bruins. Saturdays in the fall are something else. You have Bruin sports basically every Saturday. You have college football. You have English Premier League. You can't quite get enough of sports. If you like sports, Saturdays are for you. And from the months of September all the way to December, just quite the day. Farr puts it in the box. That's juggled by the goalkeeper. But Ward had to come back to that one. It's caught off sides. That was the only downside to last night's game, is I'm pretty sure the Bruins were called offsides 12 times in the match. I talked to Coach Carmichael this morning, and I also agree with him, as I said it a few times. There were at least a few offsides calls last night I don't think were correct. The one thing about Pfeiffer is they had a crooked back line, so if you're looking at a far offensive player in a near defense, if you're looking at a far offensive player in a context of the nearest defender to her, then yes, she looks offsides. But if you're looking at the nearest defender, a lot of them happening against Mia Marks. She was clearly onside. I mean, Mia Marks is offsides right now. She's getting back onsides. But Francesca Peters has space. Big touches up in front of her. She has one defender to beat. Cuts back to her left. Francesca Peters with her left. Out for a corner kick. Good run up the field by Peters. Peters trying to catch her breath before this corner kick comes in. Even up here in the press box, it reeks of sunscreen. Smells like a nice summer day. Luckily, I don't have to wear any because I'm covered. Foul's out in the open. SPF 100 would be out. Being a ginger in this kind of weather is no fun. Mia Marks, low one into the box. Miller touches it, but can't get a good foot on it. And that's out to Marks again. Marks might just put it right back into the box casually. Into the box. Tipped by a defender. Ward. Peters shoots it, but it's blocked by a defender. Tierney won it back momentarily and gets it out for a Bruins throw. There are no official ball boys for today's game, but I'm pretty sure that's Sarah Ward's dad down there being our ball boy. At least I think. If it's not, then I apologize. Jane Farr in the offensive third, gets it taken away and cleared out. But it's just going to be a reset button for this Bruins team. There is very little pressure back there. Tierney turns out to Farr. Sent up the field. Peters just doesn't have enough gas to get there in time. It's going to be gathered by Sarah Duque Castano. Bad pass by Murphy. Peters puts it back into the box quickly, but Goes out for a goal kick. Pretty sure under that tree at the top of your screen is a lot of the men's soccer team choosing to sit in some shade. Don't blame them. They got to save some energy for later today. Because honestly, simply sitting out in the sun is exhausting. I saw Mario Figueroa carrying a couple chairs over there. Arrowwood now at the ball, looking for a gap pass to Peters. Peters to Marks. Marks back to Peters. Peters in the box. Peters can't find the back of the net. Had to try to tip that one past the keeper after the big touch, and it goes too wide. Love seeing Francesca Peters be more aggressive on the offensive side. It wasn't until last night where she really has had more chances. Through the first few games of the season, she couldn't find her rhythm on those offensive runs, but now, I mean, she's all over it. Trino Herrera taking her time, taking this one. Not entirely sure what just happened. She was dribbling across the box, and then as the ball was still moving, then took her goal kick. I mean, it's not going to be anything different. She's going to play it short to her teammate, Raven Sorter, the junior from Spartanburg, South Carolina, so just up the road. I was in Spartanburg this morning, so it's not that far away. Marks on her left. Marks tries to get over the keeper, off the hands, and she gathers it. Marks looking for her 4th goal of the year. Scored her 3rd goal last night. Sarah Ward takes that away. And it's going to be dropped back all the way to Townsend. Tierney out the far. Margaret Cummings comes up to take that drop. One encouraging thing about last night, it was with the big lead, it allowed Margaret to take a little rest for the second half and allow freshman Callie Jackson to come in and get some play time. Callie Jackson's a really good goalkeeper. Many thought to begin the season that Callie and Margaret just might split some time, but at the same time, Margaret Cummings is an All-American goalkeeper. It's kind of hard to not play her. Had an incredible freshman season, and I mean incredible. Pretty sure she led the South region in saves. She may have even been close to leading the country in saves. It's a big reason the Bruins won a national championship last year, and it's going to be a big reason if they win another one. Throw in for the Yellow Jackets. Went into Talia Brooks. Now that pass was attempted for Tony Sleds, and she does get that one, but up to no one, and Jane Farr is going to let that one roll out of bounds for a Bruins throw. First sub coming on for the Bruins. Francesca Peters off, and it looks to be Sylvia Cummings in. Sylvia Cummings made her comeback last night after being injured for a couple of weeks with a knee injury, and took no time at all to score her first goal being back. That was her 3rd goal of the season. They're going to stop the clock because it is that 85-degree mark, and they're going to take a water break midway through this half. And I might just do the same. Take this opportunity to tell you about the official hotel of the BJU Bruins. It's conveniently located off of I-385 and just 5 miles from downtown Greenville. The Courtyard Greenville Haywood Mall Hotel wants to give you 10% off the best available daily rate. Their on-site bistro serves Starbucks breakfast and dinner with seasonal outdoor pool and with fire pit and grill available. There's a whole lot at this hotel, let me tell you. and you can learn more at Marriott.com. That outdoor pool sounds incredible right now. Might just go take a visit later tonight. Just say, hey, had a long day calling some games. Can I just take a dip in your pool? And they would probably let me, especially since I can tell them I'm from Bob Jones University.
Auto, home, life, and business insurance. You have enough choices to make, so make one that always gets you the best rate. Check them out online at fcisc.com. fcisc.com.
Appreciate the work of Daniel Kyle, the new PA guy. Takes a little load off of me. There were a couple games last year I did double duty, calling the game, and then at a break like this, I would take the headset off, turn my mic down so it would go quiet, and then I'd go over there to the PA, read something off, just like that. FCI Agency is a very big supporter of the BJU Bruins, if you just heard that one. And then I would finish that one up, come back, put the headset back on, and we resume play. But luckily, my teammate on cross country, Daniel Kyle, is very good at that. Everyone's going to go back and find their positions. We're going to start this game back up again. Sylvia Cummings throws it into Tierney, and Tierney's going to switch this all the way over, or at least start the process of switching it all the way over. And now Arrowwood with the ball on the right side, bottom of your screen. Tierney up to far. Cummings trying to find her speed again. Gets a little hit from behind. Nothing called. Ballady back to Tierney in the middle. Tierney with a lot of space in front of her to make a good choice. Finds Miller. Backdoor cut from Sarah Ward, and she left slightly early. She is offsides. The flag goes up. I think on a few of those runs, Sarah should try to go on the inside of her defender instead of the outside. It's always really, unless she's a lot wider, it's always hard to kind of run a straight line but in at the same time. If she goes from farther out, then you can run diagonally. But if she's on the inside of that defender, she can just go straight to the ball and like guarantee herself being onside, because she would be at that point behind the defender going inside instead of outside. She made a couple of those runs last night. That one's kicked up the field. Touch wasn't that great by Saunders, but Yellow Jackets kick it up the field, and Townsend beats out Canales for the ball. And it switched again to Farr. Jane Farr sends up Sylvia Cummings. Oh, and Cummings is called offsides. That's another one that looked really good from my angle. I think if Farr sent the ball up the first time she looked to pass it, then Cummings would have been onside. The clock will stop for now. Can't tell who that is. Looks to be Gabrielle Murphy, the sophomore from Nassau, Bahamas. And she's going to be subbed out. I think just looks to be a little tired. Looks to be number 13, Teshio Talford, coming in for her. Townsend up to Cummings. Oh, excuse me, that's Farr. Me and Marks thought about sending up Sylvia Cummings, but decides to drop it back. Bruins contain possession. Far to Ballady. To Townsend. Tierney in the middle. Big touch. Turns into a pass. Tierney's bodied off the ball by Saunders. But then Saunders passes off target, and Ballady takes that one away. Dropped all the way back to Margaret Cummings. Finds Arrowwood. Arrowwood, great pass. Great look to Celeste Ballady. Ballady sends it out. Tries, can't get it past that defender. Too far inside. Tierney with a heavy touch, but gets away with it. Goes around Canales. Far, Ballady trying to outbeat Castano, but Castano, all she can do with Ballady running behind her is kick it out of bounds for a throw. Sylvia Cummings into Marks. Marks into the box. Ward. Ward is there. Oh, and it goes wide. And it's going to be a goal kick. Cross came in at an awkward height for Miller to try to get a head on it. So she kind of just took it off the body, but then went out too far out in front. Defender tipped it away, and it was just wide of the net. Allen University is taking their time to take this one. To listen to their coach, Maki Provost. This is his third season at Allen University. He's previously at Denmark Tech, where he started the men's and women's soccer programs. It's very hard to start a program like that, especially in college. That ball sent in. Sarah Ward can't get there. Bodied off by Tony Sleds and then gathered by Chirino Herrera. As I said, Provost, the coach for the Yellow Jackets, began programs at Denmark Tech. That's also in Columbia, South Carolina. Previously played semi-pro for Soda City FC. Playing the UPSL. And then he played at Presbyterian College and USC Aiken in college. And has a degree in chemistry, which is very respectable. Not a chemistry guy myself. In fact, I lost my 4.0 in chemistry in high school by a 1/10 of a point. Finished the semester of 10th grade chemistry with an 89.4. And if I got an 89.5, would have rounded up. I would have kept my 4.0. But because of that, no 4.0 coming into college. It's all right. Marks now breaks through the line. Mia Marks looking for her 4th goal of the season and puts it in easy. Mia Marks makes it 2-0 with 17.5 to go here in the first half.
Bruins goal scored by number 10, Mia Marks.
Marks now with 2 straight matches with a goal. Continues to be the leader on this Bruins offense. And she gets rewarded and gets a little break. Naomi Peters now on number 31, the freshman. Francesca Peters' sister. And so Peters is going to go back to the back line. And Ellie Cummings is going to come up top. Naomi Peters gets a touch right away as it was kicked right to her. So he's going to pass that one up to Ellie Cummings, who's now on the left wing. Sylvia Cummings gets ahead of the defender. Sylvia Cummings can't touch that around the keeper. A play like that makes you worried a little bit because she's just coming off a knee injury. Got her knee like extra wrapped before the game. Looked like she had a bionic leg. I jokingly told her, yeah, your knee is not moving, but plays like that just kind of make me a little nervous. One with knee injuries myself. I know what that feels like. Out for Yellow Jackets' throw. we're very glad, because at first, when she first hurt her knee, may have thought it was going to be a torn meniscus, which would have ended her season and got her out of action for at least 6 months. Ended up just being a knee sprain. Ellie Cummings cuts back onto her right foot. Ellie Cummings from far out, but right to the keeper. Sarah Ward is there to recover. Sarah Ward, the rebound, goal! And that's 2 straight games for Sarah Ward with the goal. Her 3rd of the season, and that's 3-0. 2 goals in 2 minutes for the Bruins. Makes it 3-0 with 16 to go.
Bruins goal scored by number 11, Sarah Ward.
And this is the time of the game where the Bruins just start to beat down their opponent. It's kind of hard to come back from a 3-0 win. And no doubt they're going to look for more. For a good bit there, Allen University was holding their own on the defensive side. Bruins were controlling the whole possession game. Had some offensive chances while being up only 1-0. But the Bruins have broken through 2 goals in 2 minutes. And Cummings takes that away. All by herself. Gets bodied off by Sarah Duque Castano. Sub coming on for the Bruins soon. Looks to be number 18, Maddie Pfaffenroth. She's lined up there. Brooks now with the ball in the middle and poked away by Ballady, gathered by Miller to Sarah Ward. Tierney to Ballady. Ballady was looking for Ellie Cummings' run on the left side, but cuts it back to drop to Naomi Peters. Peters with a good pass. And look over to Arrowwood, up to Miller. Bowdy now some space in front. Takes a couple big touches. Out to Ellie Cummings. Ellie Cummings, big touch around her defender. Tries to get around, and it is kept in bounds. And cleared away. Far with the strength. Oh, they're going to call that a foul. Ref said the Far threw a little chicken wing on that. In other words, she just put her elbow into the hip. Looked like a soccer play from up here, but apparently more contact than I thought. It's going to be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets. 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Another sub joining Pfaffenroth. Looks to be Miley Shaw. Shaw made her season debut last night after battling a back injury. Glad to see she's getting more minutes today. Miller out to Ward. Ward uses her speed. Ward has a lot of space in front of her. She's going to keep using it while she can. Finds Cummings. And it's out for a corner kick. And the subs will come on. Pfaffenroth is coming on for Sarah Ward. Miley Shaw coming on for Abby Arrowwood. So Shaw will be at the right back spot. I assume Pfaffenroth's going to be at the right wing. Pfaffenroth continues to play quality minutes as a freshman on that wing spot. She's taking this corner. Opportunity for an assist into the box. And Cummings can't get a good knee on that. Again, it's hard to judge where that one's going to end up. It goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Yellow Jackets just try to have to hold on, allowing this game to go into halftime at only a 3-0. Allowing 4 goals before halftime might be a little deflating, especially with the climate of today's game. Cummings, Tierney to Miller. That one's taken away by Talia Brooks. And Miller takes it right back. Coach Carmichael credits Miller for gaining a lot of strength in the offseason to make her stronger for those 50-50 balls. That one's sent up by Ballady, but out of reach. Oh, and she grabs it. Keeper grabs it outside the box. So that's going to be an indirect kick for the Bruins. A little messed up by Trina Herrera. I think Trina Herrera was expecting that to go into the box, and it was just stuck out there. That one's off the defender. Ellie Cummings, Sylvia Cummings, Ellie Cummings again. Ball was bounced around in that box like crazy. But something was called. It was either a handball or offsides. A little pinball game in there for a little bit. 3 more subs lined up to go in for the Bruins, keeping the Bruins team fresh, especially after having a game last night and tonight. Sorter with the ball. Was looking up to send it to Kite, but taken away by Pfaffenroth. Pfaffenroth's in on it again. Sends it, tries to look at Cummings, but I think Cummings would have been offsides. And that one's going to be kicked away. Brooks again with the ball. Kicked away by Sorter. Up to Saunders, but Miller takes it away from Saunders again. Tierney. Ballady touches around her defender. And that's going to be called against Ballady. And Sarah Duque-Casano looks to be in a little bit of pain. And she's going to sit back for a little bit. Clock will stop at 9:36 to make sure she's okay. And she gets up. Looks to be just a little shaken up. I mean, when you Celeste Ballady run into you, very strong soccer player. Good cut back. Machado with space. Machado trying to make a run all the way up the field. Machado gets past Peters. Machado into the box. Machado can't find the net. That's the most offense that the Yellow Jackets have seen. Shannon Miller, Celeste Ballady, Reagan Tierney, and Ellie Cummings coming out for Estrella Cruz, Madison Avellino, Lily Davis, and Lydia Howell. Machado is down for a little bit. It makes the trainer go all the way out there. And then starts running back. Little stoppage in play. I don't really know why. Another sub is coming on. Abby Nelson coming on for Sylvia Cummings. I think the Yellow Jackets just kind of took that injury time out to get some water. And we're going to resume play. So now the Bruins lineup is Margaret Cummings in goal. Back line of Miley Shaw, Jessica Townsend, Naomi Peters, and Jane Farr. Midfield of Avellino, Howell, Davis, and Cruz, with Nelson and Pfaffenroth as the main offensive players. Davis now with the ball in the middle. Davis has some room. Looks out to Cruz. Cruz has space in front of her. Estrella Cruz cuts back to her right foot. Into Nelson. Nelson with a shot. Nelson! Great look from Cruz. And Abby Nelson scores her first goal of the season.
Bruins goal scored by number 27, Abby Nelson.
Don't you love to see it? Happy Saturday afternoon to Abby Nelson. (4-0) now with just over 8 minutes to go here in the first half. That's exactly what the Yellow Jackets did not want. Another thing stopped for the Yellow Jackets coach. Coach Provost was trying to explain something, and the play will resume. Ball's played up to Juliana De Silva Blackman. Pass is intercepted by Shaw. Townsend now takes a couple touches forward. Townsend was looking to send up Abby Nelson. I don't think Abby Nelson was ready for it. And all that De Silva Blackman can do is kick it out of bounds. Pfaffenroth's going to take this one. Nelson gathers. Shaw takes that pass away. Good touch to Avellino. Avellino's first touch of the day is a pass to Howell. Was a little close, so Howell couldn't really handle it. Lauren Green, good step, pokes that away. Castano now with the ball. That's Talia Brooks against Lauren Green. And Peters and Green let that roll out of bounds for a Bruins goal kick. Cruz drops back to Avellino. To Howell. Howell finds her fellow freshman Pfaffenroth, and she can't beat her to the ball. Still trying for it, but the Kanye Kite gets that one away. It's out. It's out for a Yellow Jackets throw. I agree with the call. It did go off Howell last, in my opinion. Avellino tries to kick that one away, but gathered again by Talford. Cleared out by Lauren Green. It'll be a Yellow Jackets thrown out. Another throw off the foot of Pfaffenroth. Maddie Pfaffenroth has her own little fan section down here to my right. Exciting player to cheer for, so I don't blame them. They are probably related, though. And that pass from Nelson's too far out of the reach. It's out for another Yellow Jackets throw. Now it's just going to be thrown in to Duque Castano. Tipped away by Miley Shaw. Kicked away by Naomi Peters. Howell now with the ball in the middle. Howell's a freshman from here in Greenville, South Carolina, nursing major. I was talking last night how it's very impressive reading the list of majors on this women's soccer team. A lot of science-related majors like nursing, biology, pre-med, and a lot of kinesiology. It's so impressive how they can be a full-time student athlete with a major like that, especially with soccer. Soccer's not just a easy sport to just get through a season. It's practice every day, traveling. You miss some classes, but keeping up with the schoolwork is one thing this team's very good at. 2023-24 scholar team for the NCCAA, and they're no doubt on their way to be the scholar team again. Peters gets that one away from Talford. That's going to be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets, taken by Tony Sleds, the senior from Winnipeg, Canada. Some recruiting from the north. A lot different than yesterday's team. Pfeiffer, all but 2 players were from North Carolina or South Carolina. Sleds into the box. Good vision by Cummings. Cummings is just going to take her time on this one. She had Pfaffenroth wide open with the whole right side of the field in front of her. Cummings going to practice her punts right to the middle of the field. Good step by Shaw. Made that one hard to gather for Talford. And now Pfaffenroth with it on the right wing into Howell. Give and go. Pfaffenroth, 18 versus 18, trying to beat out Sorter, but Sorter kicks it out of bounds for a throw-in. Pfaffenroth tried to save that one. It goes out for Yellow Jackets throw. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. A lot continuing to go right for this Bruins women's soccer team. I'm telling you guys at home, this weekend's the start to something very special. This season is finally getting on their way. They're finally finding their rhythm, finally getting their offense going, finally scoring some goals. Everything's going right. The rest of the season is going to be very impressive. So I encourage you, if you can, make it out to a game here at Alumni Stadium. They definitely want the support. They deserve the support. But if not, if you're far away, continue to watch them here on the stream. I'll be here all season long. So if you want to leave some comments about, how I could do better, I would love to read them. Pfaffenroth will take this corner. Cruz, Nelson, Davis in the box. Bounced around a little bit. Avellino trying to get onto the ball. Tips that. Davis now. Davis! Shot goes right over that left corner. Good shot attempt by Lily Davis. She had a couple shots last night that were almost on frame. She's still looking for her first goal of the season. So had a lot of chances. Had 2 shots last night. Had another one there. I think it's only just a matter of time before she scores one. Starting to get more and more minutes. It's encouraging. She's played in 4 of the 7 games, now 5 of the 8, if you count today. You can tell she's getting a little bit more comfortable.
1 minute remaining
against college competition. That one's thrown into Nelson. She touches it back. Finds Lauren Green. Lauren Green from far out, and that's going to be far right. And Trina Herrera is going to take her time to kick this one away. That's what Cam Broswell does in the men's team, especially when the Bruins are up like a couple goals to none. He's just trying to waste time on the clock. If you come back tonight, you can probably see it in action, but Broswell takes his own sweet little time, goes around the goal, and ends up getting a yellow card sometimes. Has done it twice so far. And then we laugh it off after the game. 15 seconds to go here in the first half. We call a foul against Davis. One last chance maybe for the Yellow Jackets to get something in near the goal. Only 5 seconds left. Taken by Sleds up near the box, but not enough time. 45 minutes down, 45 to go. Bruins up 4-0. The second half will resume in 15 minutes. Stick around.
At the end of the first half, Bruins 4, Yellow Jackets 0. There'll be 15 minutes of halftime.
I was standing there, but I gotta get some water. No, I was off topic.
Yeah, I saw you. They were really smart getting a little bit of shade.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be wearing this right
Fans, if you want to find out more about any of our Bruins teams and coaches, then head to bjubruins.com. There you can find game recaps and updates, as well as previews for upcoming games. If you can't make it to a game in person, then you can catch the live stream at bjubruins.com. That's bjubruins.com. We'd also like to remind you that at the conclusion of this game, the action at Alumni Stadium is not over. At 7 o'clock, the men's soccer team will face off against the Greensboro College Pride, and we hope to see you there.
Oh yeah, you'll see Bethany. Maybe it is.
Conveniently located off of I-385 and just 5 miles from downtown, the Courtyard Greenville Haywood Mall Hotel wants to give you 10% off the best available daily rate. Their on-site bistro serves Starbucks, breakfast, and dinner with a seasonal outdoor pool with a fire pit and grill available. Learn more at Marriott.com. That's MARRIOTT.com. Chick-fil-A of Taylors is a proud partner of your BJU Bruins. Chick-fil-A of Taylors is located just a few miles from BJU on Wade Hampton. Check them out today. At the beginning of the second half, Bruins 4, Yellow Jackets 0.
And we're back for more to start the second half. Bruins lineup looks a little different from the starters. You have Francesca Peters, Lily Davis, Sylvia Cummings, Shannon Miller, Ellie Cummings, Madison Avellino, Miley Shaw, Jessica Townsend, Naomi Peters, and Lauren Green. Margaret Cummings still at the goalkeeping position. And Ellie Cummings with a great first touch, great step. Gets the ball away, sends it up to her sister Sylvia. Bruins had quite the first half. Everything going right again, as they did last night against Pfeiffer. Scored 4 goals in the first half. Shannon Miller now with the ball in the middle. Goes to Madison Avellino. Madison's parents are here today from Asheboro, North Carolina. Said it was just about a 3-hour drive to get here. So I love that they're here at Alumni Stadium supporting. Ball's out for a corner kick. A little miscommunication about who's going to take this for the Bruins. I think Shannon Miller is finally going to go over there and take it. You have Peters, Davis, Ellie and Sylvia Cummings, and Avellino up there for the Bruins. Shannon Miller taking it. Short corner, and that's going to be gathered by the keeper. That ball is touched ahead by Machado. Machado in the box. Machado gets it past Cummings. The score is now 4-1. Tatiana Machado scores her second goal of the season and continues to lead the offensive affairs of the Yellow Jackets. As I said earlier, she has shot over half the shots for this team and now has 2 of the 3 goals on the season. She cuts down the lead a little bit.
Yellow Jackets goal scored by Tatiana Machado.
Bruins still up 3, but that might give a little bit more confidence to this Allen University team, who definitely needs it in a game like this. Cummings battling for that one on the right wing. Cuts back to her right foot, and it is kicked out by Raven Sorter. Rachel Roll is now the goalkeeper for Allen. Number 6, Rachel Roll Jr. from the Bahamas. Avellino from far out with her left foot into the box. Cummings trying to meet it there. She does. Flag stays down. Drops it back to Lauren Green now. Lauren Green to Avellino. Miller now. Davis cuts back. Davis far out shot with the right foot. Hits the back of either Cummings or Tony Sleds. And then it ends up being dropped to Miley Shaw now. Some space in front of her. Shaw gets it to Miller. Miller with a couple of fancy touches. Tries to find Cummings. Avellino to Francesca Peters. Lily Davis. Good touch around the initial defender, but Tony Sleds is there to get it away. Ball sent up one-on-one. Machado gets around Townsend and can't get to the ball in time, and Margaret Cummings gets that one to Miley Shaw. That would have made the game 4-2 if Machado got a good touch on that. Ellie Cummings cuts to the inside, tries to look for Francesca Peters. Peters gets it through. First defender, Peters on her left foot. Cuts it back. Cummings on her right foot now. Davis trying to look for an open shot. Miller. Avellino. Avellino from far out, and that's going to go over. Rachel Roll is going to take this goal kick. Saunders takes that away from Davis. Peters doesn't get a good touch, and that goes out for a Yellow Jackets throw. Machado seemingly trying to do it all by herself. Saunders back to Brooks. Castano. Miller takes that away from De Silva Blackman. Shaw finds Sylvia Cummings. Sylvia Cummings getting overlapped by Ellie Cummings. And now Ellie Cummings is free. She's trying to get around her defender. She gets past her defender into the box. Ellie Cummings on her right. Lily Davis in the middle. But gathered by Roll. Rachel Roll is the keeper that's only allowed 1 goal on the season in her 90 minutes of play against Erskine College. Had 3 saves in the game. Peters looking for Green, but taken away by Saunders. Good pressure from Sylvia Cummings behind. Gets the ball to the Bruins' feet again. Shaw trying to get the ball back. So she underpassed it to Cummings. Good turn. Put into the net. And Margaret Cummings will gather it. Margaret Cummings, this is a weird thing, but Margaret Cummings is very good at rolling the ball very smoothly. A lot of keepers trying to roll it quickly, and it gets away from them, but she is very smooth in her motion. Probably a good bowler, to be honest. Shaw looking up to Shannon Miller, and that one's too far out in front. And Duque Castando gets that one taken away by Miller. Davis now with the ball. Trying to get away. Davis out to Miller. Miller with a couple fancy touches. Tries to put it far post, and that goes out for a goal kick. A sub will come on for the Bruins now. Sylvia Cummings will come off. Mia Marks will come on. Marks scored her 4th goal of the season in the first half. One of the 4 goals on the board for the Bruins. Ward, Ballady, and Nelson all with 1 each also. Nelson to Lily Davis. Lily Davis is a freshman. Miller trying to find her best option. Gets that one taken away by Saunders. Dropped all the way back to Castano. Up to Machado. Machado turns on Green. Machado does keep it in. Sends it up. And Margaret Cummings will come to get that one before Saunders can get to it. Another rollout to Madison Avellino. Avellino with all the space and time in the world. Miller up to Ellie Cummings. Drop back to Roll. 10 minutes down here in the second half, excuse me. Bruins haven't scored yet, but the Yellow Jackets did get one back. Marks looking for Peters. Game plan for the Yellow Jackets in this second half seems to just be defense and offense. No midfield. They're usually keeping like either 4 to 6 people back on defense, and there's a massive gap in between the defense and the offense, and there's like 4 people up front. So Bruins possession has been solid in the midfield, but they can't get past the 4 to 6 defenders. It's obviously seemed to work a little bit for the Yellow Jackets. Brooks over this one, waiting for her teammates. Headed away by Lauren Green. Peters gets it. Looks at Avellino in the middle. Avellino looks over to Ellie Cummings. Good pressure by Cummings. And she gets the ball away, kind of. Still battling for it. And she ends up getting the ball to Miller, who drops it back to Shaw. Avellino up to Davis. Davis back to Shaw again. Reset to Townsend. Are we going to see a Jessica Townsend run up the field? We've seen the start of it. Gets slowed down. And tries to get past the pressure from Saunders. Advantage is called. Ellie Cummings now with the ball. Looks to send it into the middle. Marks is there. Marks! Too wide right. Good offensive play for the Bruins. Would have been Marks' 5th goal of the season. Shout out to Francesca and Naomi Peters' youngest sister for getting that ball. She was kicking the ball around after the game last night. She's a baller. Got a great touch on it. Might be the best of the 4 sisters. There's another one after Naomi. Very talented family soccer-wise. And will probably continue to be because Francesca Peters is engaged to men's soccer player Asher Arednik. I would say you can see Asher Arednik play tonight in the game tonight, but he is spending 1 game suspension for getting a double yellow red. So he's going to sit out tonight against Greensboro College. Cummings is going to come out to get this one, but she knows she can't touch it. She might just let this one roll all the way out, and she does. It's going to be a throw-in for the Bruins. Deep in their own half. Just about half the bench for the Bruins just got up to start warming up, so expect some subs soon. Green up the field, looking for Davis. Machado now with the ball at her feet. She can do stuff. Taken away by Naomi Peters. Great defense. Francesca Peters makes a run up the field. Does she have the gas to beat out Brooks? She does not. Brooks drops it back to roll. Pressure from Marks forces Roll to kick that one away quickly. Marks still after the ball. And Brooks gets it away. Blackman turns that one over to Shannon Miller. Ellie Cummings cuts back with her left. Marks trying to get a touch on it. Marks with her left foot. And Marks is going to be called for a foul, it seems. Oh, handball. Must have clipped her hand on that turnaround and it bounced up. Be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets. 15 minutes down here in the second half. 30 minutes to go in the game. Score still 4-1. Bruins still looking for their first goal of the half. Machado with Green at her back. Machado turns, beats out Green. Machado into the middle of the field. Good poke away by Avellino to the feet of Shaw. Townsend making her run up the field. We've seen this before. Creates space for the rest of the midfield. Cummings cuts in. And Townsend now with the ball at the top. Townsend on her right foot. Tries to put one on net, but can't turn her hips in time, and it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. A parade of subs coming on, including Callie Jackson coming on for Margaret Cummings. Jane Farr, Reagan Tierney, Abby Arrowwood, Celeste Ballady, and Sarah Ward coming on for Shaw Avellino, Ellie Cummings, Lily Davis, Lauren Green, and Margaret Cummings. Balloty's called for a handball there. Apologize for the brief pause in the broadcast to figure out subs on that for our official stats. The clock will stop for now. It is decently difficult to mark down 6 subs at a time for our official stat sheet. Micah, our statistician. Wow, I wasn't really sure. Both of them sounded right. Doing a great job. But a hard time marking them all down, especially since they all came in at once and play kind of just resumed very quickly. One thing I take pride in as the SID here at BJU for the Bruins is our stat sheets are almost always like spot on. There are times on away games we have to switch up the stats to make them right. It's all credit to our statisticians. Word of the day. It's not that big of a word. It's just kind of hard to say. Shot from really far out. I don't know if you can hear that on the stream. She was told to shoot it. She was from like 40 yards away. And Callie Jackson. Out to far. Who is telling them to shoot it? Someone is. I don't think Jane Farr is going to shoot it from past half. Marks. Good turn by Mia Marks and touch too far out. Gets deflected though. Marks takes the throw in quickly to Peters. Great look. Peters in the box. Peters gets it near post. Francesca Peters with a goal. Her 4th of the season makes it 5-1 with 26 to go.
Bruins goal by number 30, Francesca Peters.
Continues her hot weekend after the hat trick last night. She was bound to get one today, you would think. And there it is. Just about 20 minutes into the second half, the Bruins finally find their first goal of the half. That was a great initial look from Mia Marks in that throw-in. She took that quickly over the defenders, and all Francesca had to do was get a good touch on it and get it past the keeper. Rachel Roll guessed that she was going to go far post, but she just ended up slipping that near post right into the back of the net. Marks and another heavy pressure. Sleds is able to get that one away, kind of, but it goes out of bounds for a Bruins throw. Peters to Marks on the throw-in. Just a reverse from last time. Marks with her strong left into the box. Ward gathers it at the top. Miller. Ballady. Ballady has some space. She wants to shoot it, but she turns back and is going to drop this back to Jane Farr. Jane Farr into the top of the box. Ward is there, onside. Poked away briefly by Kite. Ward gains it back to Arrowwood. Arrowwood takes a couple of touches. Arrowwood from far out. Miller in the box, trying to get it. Arrowwood trying to find the shot. Pass it to Tierney. Tierney from far out. Reagan Tierney. Straight to roll. Would have been Reagan Tierney's first stat of the season, goal or assist. But that is, if you base Reagan Tierney's play out of the box score, then you are sorely mistaken. She is almost irreplaceable on this Bruins team. Again, we talked about it in the first half, but just one of the biggest leaders on this Bruins team that's going to help lead them potentially to another regional national championship. Does all the right things. Arrowwood now with it at the right back spot. Ballady pokes that away. Cuts back to the middle. Peters out wide. Peters is on sides. Peters cuts back to her right foot. Sends it far post. But not on net. Goes out for a goal kick. Good pressure from Peters, forces that one out for a Bruins throw. Marks into Peters again. We've seen this before, and that was cleared out for a corner kick now. Ballady, Peters, Ward, and Miller in the box for the Bruins. Marks taking it. Low one. Ballady gets a foot on it. Ballady again. Easy roller to Rachel Roll, who gathers it. Tierney gathers to Jane Farr. Peters touching side. Marks double team, taken away by Tony Sleds. Drop by Sorter, back to Roll. Arrowwood. Good pressure by Tierney, takes that back. Tierney's trying to get through three players, and it ends up at her feet again. Finds Peters on the outside. Peters in the middle. Shannon Miller there. Shannon Miller back to Peters. Peters again. Oh! And saved by Roll. Goes out for another corner. Similar setup to last time. Peters, Ballady, Miller, and Ward, with Marks taking it. Tierney and Townsend are right outside the box. Goes through the box. Ward gets a foot on it, but not enough. Goes out for a goal kick. And they will stop the clock for a water break with just 21 minutes to go. It's a good chance. Get a little rest before ending this game. Again, still hot outside. Don't blame them. Let me tell you about a few more of our sponsors here. Chick-fil-A of Taylor's is a proud partner of your BJU Bruins. It's located just a few miles from BJU on Wade Hampton. Check them out today. To also tell you about FCI Agencies. You probably heard from Daniel earlier on the PA. FCI Agency is an insurance broker that provides auto, home, life, and business insurance. You have enough choices to make, so make one that always gets you the best rate. Check them out online at fcisc.com. That is fcisc.com. Yellow Jackets are going to take full advantage of this water break. So again, they only have a limited number of subs with limited energy here in the sun. Bruins have been subbing pretty regularly throughout the match, so they're decently fresh. You can kind of almost tell how tired they are just by the way they're walking back out on the field. Some players with their hands akimbo. And they're just waltzing back on, taking their own time. Saving as much energy as they possibly can. I don't think any subs came on during the break for either team. And now that Rachel Roll is back in position, game will resume. Abby Arrowwood. Easy drop all the way back to Callie Jackson. Arrowwood to Townsend. Townsend to Marks. Tierney. There's a player down for the Yellow Jackets. Looks to be number 2, Braylon Saunders, and they're going to stop play on her hands and knees. Saw this a few times last night when Pfeiffer struggled to stay healthy. Pfeiffer had a few injuries last night. It took a while. And Saunders seems to be okay. She's up and walking. Seems to be fine. Pauses like this in games can get a little exhausting. Play resumes. Jane Farr finds Tierney in the middle. Out to Arrowwood. Cuts back to Townsend. Can't really tell if the Bruins are going to take the rest of this game with a possession sort of mindset, or if they're going to continue to try to score some goals. I doubt they would stop trying to score goals, but maybe they're just going to be a little bit more patient in finding their opportunities. Shannon Miller. Dribbling in the middle. finds Marks. Out to Peters. Peters touched too far out in front of her. Talia Brooks gets it away. Into Roll. Roll has to clear it out. Good placement by Tierney. Marks now. And the pass to Peters, too far out in front. Out for a goal kick. Two subs coming on for the Yellow Jackets. Looks to be number 2, Braylon Saunders, coming off, along with number 4, Sarah Duque Castano, coming off. And that's going to be number 16, Tatiana Machado, coming on, the goal scorer for the Yellow Jackets, and number 13, Taishio Talford, coming on, the sophomore from Lancaster, South Carolina. Marks heavy pressure against Murphy. Murphy drops it back. Tries to send it, but that goes over the head of Talia Brooks. Far to Ballady. Ballady has the ball right now, thinking about what's best. To Tierney. Tierney to Miller. Miller cuts back to her left. Miller with a shot. Again, right at the hands of Rachel Wool. We've seen a couple of those shots right at him. Bad roll by Roll. That was not on purpose. Marks gets the ball back. My bad, everyone. Oh, man. Ward now with it. Great move by Ward. Gets free to cross it in. Headed out. But Ward trying to get back on it. And the Yellow Jackets recover. Easy throw in. Pass it around the back line, which is dangerous. Heavy pressure from Peters and Marks has continued throughout the game. Ballady wins that one. Finds Farr. Tierney, who turns forward. Marks. Back to Tierney. Tierney with space in front of her. Tierney with a shot from far out. And it's stopped by Roll. Rachel Roll has proven herself to be probably the best keeper on this team. The stat sheet shows it. She's shown it today, only allowing 1 goal. Out for a Yellow Jackets throw. Sled's taking space, finding Machado. Bad initial touch. Miller wins that from Machado. And Ballady takes her chance to drop it all the way back to Callie Jackson, who hasn't got much action since coming in, except a few drops and maybe 1 goal kick. Hard touch by Ballady. It's taken away by Talford momentarily, but won back by Ballady again. Good recovery. Ballady trying to find Marks up the middle. Marks trying to split defenders, but it's won over by Gabrielle Murphy. Arrowwood. Ward. Miller. Marks with a lot of space in front. Yeah, you can just tell the pace of play has slowed down a lot. I mean, they're still going forward, but A lot of offensive runs and sprints have ceased to happen. Don't doubt that energy is getting low, especially after a game last night. Machado takes that away. Machado cuts back on Townsend. Machado trying to do it all herself, trying to split defenders, but Jane Farr is not having it. Takes it away, goes up to Shannon Miller. The defense as a whole has been a staple for this Bruins team so far this year, but Jane Farr at that left back position has been so solid. Has really taken over that as her role as a sophomore. And she's making a little run up the field right now, taking space. Find Peters on the backdoor run. Peters into the box. Tipped out. Peters is going to regather this one. And now Farr into the box. Sarah Ward is there. Ward backs to Ballady. Deflected. Tierney's hard touch ends up being a foul. It's going to be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets, and Gabrielle Murphy stays down. Couple subs are about to come on for the Yellow Jackets. One is lined up for the Bruins. And more warming up and about to head over to the center. Play will resume. And she was still sitting on the ground for now. Ballady to Peters. Ballady. Shot from really far out, far post, and that's into the hands of Roll. Good save. I think that may have been on frame. Punts right to Miller. Miller's getting her arm tugged behind her. Nothing called. Probably just advantage since she kept possession. Far to Peters. It's out for a Bruins throw-in, but subs will come on first. Looks to be Abby Nelson, Maddie Pfaffenroth, Lydia Howell, Estrella Cruz, Madison Avellino, and Ellie Cummings. Come on for Marks. Miller, Ballady, Peters, and Farr. Oh no, Farr is up taking the throw in. So now the 11 on the field is Cruz, Nelson, who scored in the first half, Pfaffenroth, Farr, Ellie Cummings, Madison Avellino, Lydia Howell, Abby Arrowwood, Townsend, Naomi Peters, and Callie Jackson. Battle between Howell and Saunders. Howell, good give and go with Pfaffenroth. Pfaffenroth is all by herself in that corner, sends it into the box. Cruz is getting kind of in the box, but it goes over her head. Good step by Jane Farr. Out to Ellie Cummings. And it gets past her, but Cruz is there to gather it. It's going to be out for a Bruins throw. Just over 9.5 minutes to go here in the game. Bruins up 5-1. Have only scored one goal here in the second half, but have controlled the whole entire game. Avellino tries to get an out and pass the defender. And that's now at the feet of Talford. Intercepted by Farr. Townsend to Arrowwood. Townsend. Another ball to Pfaffenroth. Foot race with Saunders. Pfaffenroth's cross is out of bounds. Can't turn her hips around it. Will be another goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. After playing 2 straight games, the Bruins do get just a few days break. They play again next Tuesday here at Alumni Stadium at 4 p.m. against Averett University. If you're not able to make it, obviously the stream is still here. We'll say being at a game, I think, is a little more entertaining than sitting at home and getting to hear my voice all the time. Looking for another win, looking to improve to, after this game, would be looking to improve to 6-3. Assuming they keep this 4-goal lead with 8 minutes to go, they're going to move on to be 5-3, 3-0 at home. Pfaffenroth running in on this one. She's going to take a shot right away. Goes near post and too far right. And another goal kick. It's good to see the Bruins offense just peppering the net. Trying to get as many shots away as they possibly can. Cummings can't keep that one in. Cruz takes that one away, passes it back to James Farr. James Farr, big touch originally. Gets to the Cruz again. Back to Farr again. Into the middle of Ellie Cummings. Ellie Cummings is proving again to be the most versatile player on this team. She started the game as a center back, has played up top, has gone to the right wing, and is now playing in the midfield. I mean, she could put her sister's goalie gloves on and go play keeper for a little bit if she really wants to. She'd probably be decent at it. Always helps to have a player that can basically play anywhere. It's kind of the way Francesca Peters started out. Her first couple of years, I mean, I think even on this year's roster, she was listed as a defender. She is, and she played right back and left back for first couple of years, and then I think towards the end of last year, Coach Carmichael said, "You know what? Let's try you on the wing," and she did very well, scoring one of the game-winning goals in the national championship that led to their win in overtime. Pfaffenroth in the box now, across the middle, and that's deflected over the net, out for a corner kick for the Bruins. Cruz, Nelson, Ellie Cummings, Lydia Howell in the box. Maddie Pfaffenroth taking this one. Arm comes down, ball comes in. Nelson was there. Up in the air. Nelson has the ball again in the box. Drops it back to Ellie Cummings. Out to Farr. Farr, good touch to get away from the defender. Trying again. And that's just cleared out for a throw-in. Cleared away. It's going to go out of bounds for a Bruins throw. Amy Canales cannot get there in time. Ellie Cummings going to drop this one back to Naomi Peters, who finds Avellino in the middle. Arrowwood up to Pfaffenroth. That's going to go out for a Bruins throw again. Sub will come on. That is Lily Davis coming on for Jessica Townsend. in which Ellie Cummings will go back to her center back position and Davis will go to the midfield. Has Ellie Cummings played in the same position for more than 15 minutes today? I'm not really sure. Nelson into the box, into the hands of Roll. Avellino takes that away up to Lily Davis. Lily Davis takes some space. Trying to slip Cruz through the middle of those two defenders. Doesn't quite get through. It's going to be called offsides anyway. Cruz had to come back to that one. The way it looks is the Bruins are just trying to avoid any other goals by probably just Machado. Just a couple minutes or a couple seconds ago, they were playing a 3-back with Naomi Peters kind of playing a sweeper position behind the defensive line. Granted, that backs up the offsides call a little bit, but at the same time, if Machado gets past the original line, Peters is there to gather any sort of offensive movement. Farr makes that touch by Machado pretty difficult. And that's going to be a Bruins throw. Neither Machado or Castano thought so for the Yellow Jackets. And Jane Farr is going to throw this one in, looking for Lily Davis. Just 2.5 minutes to go here in the game. Bruins with steady control. Lydia Howell now in the middle. Howell sends up Pfaffenroth. Pfaffenroth is on sides. She has to get there first. She gets the original touch in. Pfaffenroth into the middle. Doesn't quite get to Nelson. Nelson was still with heavy pressure, and that's cleared out for a Bruins throw-in with 2 minutes to go. Howell to Pfaffenroth. Ball's cleared out. And cleared out again. Machado now with the ball at her feet. Trying to turn Farr. And again, Jane Farr interrupts that. Machado gets the ball back. But she is not on that fast turn because Jane Farr said no. Out for a Yellow Jackets throw. Just a minute and a half left to go for them to try to make this game 5-2. Fairly confident that the Bruins defense is going to close this one out. Howell wins the ball back. Pfaffenroth on the run. Bruins look to seem like they want one more. They did score in the last minute of last night's game when Sarah Ward put it away in the 89th minute. Just to kind of mirror that. Oh, Lily Davis really wanted that one. But it's interrupted and taken away by Tony Sleds. Cleared up. Ellie Cummings. Good touch. Still going forward. Howell now with the ball on that right wing. Sleds now with the ball. And cleared out. Farr keeps it going forward, takes all the space in the world. Again, that gap between offense and defense I was talking about earlier is very much there. Again, it's kind of worked. It's only 1-0 on the half. But Howell from far out. Lydia Howell. And it goes over the net barely, honestly. It's closer than it looked. And that's going to be it, folks. Time is ticking away. And the Bruins come away with another win. 2 days, 2 wins, 12 goals, and only 1 allowed. There honestly can't be a better weekend for this Bruins women's team, and they look to keep it going next Tuesday. Thank you for joining us today. Again, the Bruins win with a final score of 5-1. I'm going to go rest my voice a bit because the men's soccer match against Greensboro College is coming up soon at 7 p.m., and I encourage you to come back and support them as well. My name is Trent Goldsmith, signing off for now. Have a great weekend, Bruin Nation.
Final score of the game, Bruins 5, Yellow Jackets 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's game. As you leave, make sure to properly dispose of any trash you may have with you or take it with you as you exit Alumni Stadium. You can follow the women's soccer team as well as all other Bruins teams all season long at bjubruins.com. Thank you again, and we hope to see you next Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. when the women's soccer team takes on the Cougars of Avery University. Thank you for coming again, and have a great day.